So, today let's look over some basics in graphing on the TI-Nspire calculator. When we start off on the home page, it'll look just like this. We'll go down to the Graph app on the bottom, right here. Click Enter when it's highlighted, or if you wanted to use the cursor on your calculator, you could. Now right here, let's put in an equation, f of x equals 3x plus 4. I'm going to go ahead and push Enter, and here we go. So it graphs my line for me, and it also shows me my equation right down here. Now if you want, you can go and grab onto that. See how it shows a hand? It'll show the hand on mine. On your calculator, it might not show the hand. So if it doesn't, just highlight over the equation and then click and hold right here in the middle of your mouse pad. Click and hold on it until the hand closes. Once it closes, you can slide it around on the screen and then click again to release it and let it go where it's easiest to see and out of the way. Now that's our equation that we wrote in. F of x equals 3x plus 4, which if you remember, that's the same as saying y equals 3x plus 4. Now what are we going to do to find some key features? So, for example, what are some key features we can try to find? You know, like maybe our intercepts. So if I want to find my intercepts on this graph, instead of just eyeballing it and saying, okay, this looks like about 4, which I know it is because right here, this is my y-intercept, my b value. And so I know the y-intercept is 4, but what about my x-intercept? Maybe I forgot that I can plug in 0 for y and solve for x. Or maybe I'd like an easier way to do that. So I'm going to go to the menu. I always like to say pull up the spider, and you'll see why I call it a spider in a moment. So I go Menu, Trace, and then Graph Trace. Whenever I click on that, or Menu 5.1, it shows what I like to call a little spider. Now, yes, I know, spiders have 8 legs and this one only has 4. Well, that's just how this is. The happy spider has 4 legs. So to make that spider move on the web, okay, I always consider the line a web. So to make the spider move on the web, I want it to get down to the x-intercept or to my 0, if you remember the terminology. I need to get down to right here. So maybe if I try to click to go down. No, that didn't work, but it did make a word pop up, y-intercept. So that lets me know that right now it's on the y-intercept. And if you look in the bottom right of the screen, my y-intercept is 0, 4. Well, it gave me my y-intercept. That's pretty cool. But again, I want to get to the 0. So down didn't do anything, and I'll click it again. Didn't do anything. So it's also going to the left to get it down there. So let's see what happens there. So if I click to the left, there it goes. Now it moves down that web just like a spider. And there we go. It even tells me when I got there, and it reminds me it's also called a 0. It won't say x-intercept, but if you remember that 0 is the same as your x-intercept, well, there you go. It'll be easy to find. Now, for my x-intercept, it tells me the coordinate is negative 1.33, 0. So there we go. My x value is negative 1.33 for my x-intercept. And again, my y-intercept, if I move back up, there we go, is at 0, 4. Now, there's other things we can find on here other than just our intercepts. Maybe we're looking for the slope. Maybe you didn't remember it's 3 because 3 is our multiplier. It's multiplying times x right there. So I can go Menu, a little bit of calculus here. If we go 6 and then 5, it says dy over dx, or dy divided by dx. That means the difference in y divided by the difference in x, which is technically, that's our slope formula. Y minus y divided by x minus x. The difference in y divided by the difference in x. So we can try to use this one to find our slope. And if you look right up here, that number floating around, well, that's the same slope I said a moment ago, 3. What it's doing, the reason why it's floating around whenever I move the cursor, is because it's tracing the line up above. See how that dot stays on the line? It's saying that no matter where I move this cursor, the slope of the line here is going to be 3. Now, if I want it to stay still, I'm going to click one time, and it'll stay there. Now it doesn't move around with my cursor. So my slope is 3. I was able to find with the spider, Menu 5.1, so able to find the spider and use that to get my intercepts. If I push down, it'll say the word if I think I'm close to it. And then I go left and right to move the spider. Okay, can find my 0 or my x-intercept right here. And then also, let's see what else we can find. So Menu, Table, and then Split Screen Table. Now right next to this, it says Control-T. So that's a shortcut we could do instead of going here. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to push Escape. to go back so I can close out of those windows. And I'm going to try the shortcut. So Control T for table, and it pops up a table for me. That's awesome. All right. I always think of a table on the calculator as like a cheat sheet because it gives you all of your answers. When x is equal to 4, well, here we go. The answer is 16. Okay, so y is equal to 16. And this is where we go when we want to make predictions. Let's say that I was given that equation, right? Y equals 3x plus 4, and it says f of 22. F of 22. So when x equals 22, what does y equal? You know, function notation. So when x equals 22, let's go find out what it equals. I can just go down until x equals 22, and here we go. So f of 22 equals 70. When x is 22, y is going to be equal to 70. Okay, and we can go to any number we want here. Now, what if we were looking for, I don't know, 1.5? Well, earlier, when we went up there, we weren't able to tell, right? Because if we go up to 1.5, well, it doesn't tell us. It says 1 to 2. So let's change that in the settings. So I go over to Menu, see Table, and then Edit Table Settings right here. So Menu 2.5 after I have the table open. Table starts at 0. Okay. Table steps 1. No, I don't want it to go by whole numbers. I want it to go by halves. And I can change it to whatever I want. Maybe I wanted 0.2. Well, I don't. In this case, I want 0.5. And so I'm going to say OK. And here we go. At 1.5, y is equal to 8.5. Okay. And then let's say maybe I wanted to jump to 1,000. I don't want to click down. Okay. Let me get out of that escape. I forgot. So I go down. I don't want to click down all the way until 1,000. That would take a long time. So instead, I can go to the menu, Table, Edit Table Settings, and I can say to start the table at 1,000. Okay, or maybe I wanted negative 1,000. I can go anywhere I want by going in here to the settings and changing where I'm starting. So let's go to 1,000 and check out what it is. Okay, and there we go. When x is 1,000, y is 3,004. So it's easy to jump around the table, guys. You're not going to actually have to click on this forever. Now, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. You know, be my guest. Do it your way, what makes you happy, right? Whatever you remember. Maybe you don't remember the settings. That would be the perfect time to come back and watch these little tutorial videos that I leave you, right? So I hope you learned a little bit from this video today, guys. Learning about how to find some key features using menu 5.1. Let me go back. Using this little escape button to go back, as I've had to use several times now. Now, to get this table to go away, click the same thing you did to bring it up. So Control T takes it back down. I want the spider, so menu 5.1. Here it is. I can find my x-intercept or my 0 by hitting the x-axis with it, and I can find my y-intercept by hitting the y-axis with it. And to find our slope, menu 6.5, because we want dy dx right here, and that tells me my slope of the line. All right, so again, guys, I hope you learned something from this today. Come back next time to find out some more tips on the calculator.